Welcome, 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 everyone. Welcome to the 8th week of the TBBL State of the Week addresses. We've only got a couple of matches left. Some people have already played their Week 8 match. And we have the playoffs starting to shape up. We have a really good game of the week this week that we're going to do. We didn't have any submissions for plays of the week, so we're not going to be worrying about that. We're just going to go through. We're going to have a look at the divisions. We're going to talk about who's doing well, who still has a shot at the playoffs, who's probably out. Let me turn a little more light on in here. My apologies. There we go. That way you can see my face a little bit better. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today, and I'm also going to fix this banner that's really off-center and is bothering me. There we go. Alright, so we're going to start by going through the divisions, looking at the leaderboards, talking about a few of the teams. We're not going to go in detail through all of the teams, and then we'll get started with our game of the week. Looking at Europe Group A, this one's pretty clustered near the top. A lot of teams still fighting for shots of winning this division. We've got the Lizards out in front, Kubasta, Lord Croak's servants. I do believe Hunachi had first place this past week. Did they play each other? No. But he got a win and Hot Grill's got a tie. So that is what allowed him to jump Hunachi there. Still very close, though. Both have not played their Week 8 match yet. You've got the Lizards with 17 points, and you've got Hot Girls with 15 points. So Hot Girls are going to really need a win, I feel like, to get in front of the Lizards, or the Lizards to stumble. Let's see who they're playing this week. Looks like the Lizards have Goblins. A 1-0-6 Goblin team, so that theoretically should be a win for the Lizards. And the Grills are playing against, I believe those are Wood Elves. Why can I? Oh, Dark Elves. I'm sorry. At 3-0-4. You would expect the Lizards to win that game against the Gobos, so it's gonna be tough for Hunachi to get that top spot back. Let's see what their last week's match is. You got Lizards against Nurgle, and Hot Grills against Wolfskin's Orcs, who have been playing much better as of late. Wolfskin got off to a very slow start on the season, but his Orcs have been playing much better lately. So I would say both of those are going to be... So they both have tough last round matches. So it's going to come down to the final 2 weeks. You also have the Raskavan's Prisoners, which have played very well at times, at 14 points, and the Nurgle squad at 14 points. So this division is still very, very tight near the top. Let's have a look at those top 4 teams. So the Grills, Hunachi's squad. This is currently the second place team, sitting at 15 points. 2 guard pieces, 2 mighty blow pieces, got a blotched up catcher, strength up wrestle line woman, another wrestle line woman. No bench right now. This is just an M&G. That is just an M&G. So finally fired. I'm pretty sure he had 4 rerolls this whole time. Or am I imagining that? Was that a different Amazon team? I feel like Hunachi's had 4 rerolls most of the season, but I could be wrong about that. I'd have to go back and look at the tapes. But I said all along I thought 4 rerolls was a bit much on a team with all that block and dodge. But it might not have been his team. It might have been one of the other Amazon teams. But his team's in decent shape. Another one of those top 4 teams, Crow Dogs, Rat Stars. Nurgle. Has a killer developing fairly well. Needs to get some tackle on him this week, hopefully, before that Amazon matchup. No, he's playing the Lizards last week. So he's got the claw piece, which will be good for the Lizards. Blodge Pestigore, Block Pestigore, Rookie Pestigore. Only 2 warriors with a level up. He's got a plus strength Rodder. He's had that for a while. Wrestle Rodder, stand firm on the beast. Up to 3 rerolls. I I think he started with 3 though. So that team's doing fine. They're in 4th place right now. The Radskaban Prisoners also in, well, actually, I guess they're both tied for 3rd place technically. He's got a Blodge Surehands Gutter, 2 Wodge Gutters, Kicker, 1 Mighty Blow Claw. That's a nice Storm Vermin. Other one's underdeveloped, possibly a replacement for a Dead Rat. Not a lot of players left on his team. He's only got 9 on the squad. So he's a little banged up. So him pulling the late season run out would be a little more tricky. And then our 1st place team, the Lizardmen, he's got that beautiful plus strength skink. Also has sidestep on it. 2 more sidestep skinks, 1 with catch, diving tackle. He's only got 2 Sauruses with block so far, as Crocs does have stand firm. But the team's developing well. I would think Kubusta's going to pull that out. He's got, I don't want to call it a free win, because as a Goblin coach, I know crazy shit can happen, but he's got mostly a free win this week against the Goblins. And then he's just going to have to finish his business in week 9 against the Rot Stars, Ceremal's team. So that'll be a game to, or not Ceremal, I'm sorry, Crow Dog's team. Ceremal's playing Ogres this season. So that'll be a good game to watch next week. That may very well decide whether the Hot Girls have a chance to pull it out or not. Alright, so that was Group A. Let's have a look at Europe Group B. Alright, this one also very tight to the top. Maybe this is, I think Anchorman may be the Amazon team I was thinking of that have 4 rerolls. Mad Frog's still out in 1st place with his Orcs. He's sitting at 17 points. Right behind him, you've got Anchorman's Lizards with, or Blizzards, Anchor's Amazons with 16 points. And then you've got a couple of 14-point teams here in the Chaos Dwarfs and the Lizards. Chaos Dwarfs and the Undead. Wow, my words are not working today. I keep saying Lizards. I really like saying Lizards for some reason. Alright, let's have a look at those top 4 teams. First, our 1st place team, Mad Frog on his Orcs. Hey Grumpy, how's it going? He's been my pick to win this division for the last few weeks now. I don't see myself changing that. He did lose his thrower for the next game. Is that just an M&G? It is, so he'll have him back. You've got movement up, Mighty Blow Blitzer. He's got an Agility 4 Blitzer. If only that was a niggle, he could just fire him and be done with it and use the Agility 4 Blitzer like he should. He's got 2 Black Orcs. I'm not sure if he had much development on the Black Orcs. That may be fairly recent. Who's he playing this week? He is playing Professional Elves, which is Bleeding Hippies team. So that'll be a good match. I saw that, Grumpy. I saw you got the draw. Hey, it's better than a loss. I'm hoping to get a draw against Sass's Lizards later this evening. So that'll be a pretty good match to see. Bleeding Hippie, obviously a very good coach. At Elves are definitely right in his wheelhouse. Let's have a look at Bleeding Hippie's team. See how good of a match that might be. Blodge Frenzy Blitzer, interesting. Block Thrower, Guard Catcher's nice. Dodged Up Catcher. There's not a lot of development there. He's probably been replacing players as Pro Elves have to do quite frequently. Decent squad. I think Mad Frog could certainly win that. But question, does he have any tackle? He does have 1 tackle. Okay, good. So that'll help him a lot against those Elves. The other top teams, we had the Amazons at 5-1-1. This is the 2nd place team. He's also 3 rerolls. Somebody fired a reroll. I'm sure there was a 4 reroll Amazon team because I kept talking about it. He's got 3 of his 4. This team, in my opinion, not as well developed as the Amazon team in Group A. Just because the Blitzers don't have as many levels on them. Does have a Sure Hands Block Thrower, Wrestle Line Woman, Block Line Woman, Kicker. Most of his TV, what he has, is coming from having a bench. And then, who is he playing this week? He is playing the Undead team. That is also one of the teams we wanted to look at. This is one of the teams right behind him. Mapatillo. Mighty Blow, Tackle, White. That White's going to be key. Mighty Blow and Tackle against Amazons. That's going to be huge. Jack! 1 second. Hey, Crow Dog, it's going well. Sorry about that. Jackie is very upset that the neighbor is doing things in her driveway. Yeah, pretty standard Undead team. He's missing his wrestle for the game, but having that tackle piece is going to be huge against the Amazons. Yeah, that'll be a fun game. All Goblin games are fun games. They don't always go well, but they're always fun games. And then last we wanted to look at this Chaos Dwarf squad. 1460 got a fair bit of TV. Oh yeah, he's got the strength up, movement up. Bull. He's got block on him now too, which is nice. Block, break, tackle, Bull. 3 Mighty Blows, 3 guards. That team's coming together very nicely. Is he using him as a ball carrier? I wonder. Or is he using one of the hobos? I don't know. That'd be a very terrifying ball carrier, but it's almost a waste having him as a ball carrier just because he can do so much damage elsewhere on the field. You're not blissing with him. Yes, is that, yeah, Acroceratin. Hell, you got a draw! Let's focus on that. Acro got his first non-loss of the season. I missed that. Who was that against? Against professional elves. Oh. So he got a tie against Bleeding Hippies pro elves. So, congrats to Acro getting off the schneid. He's had a very rough season, 0-0-6, till this past week. Alright, that's Group B. I've said all along I think Mad Frog's going to take it. I still think he will. But it'll be an interesting... Those two divisions, very tight. Now remember, only the top teams qualifying for the playoffs from each of the groups in Europe, because there's 4 divisions. So you have to win your division if you want to go to the playoffs. Alright, this division, I don't know what to make of it. Oh, good, the Dwarves. Well, I mean, not good, but that has been my pick, that these Dwarves would win this division, and they lost last week, or before the last show against this Chaos Squad. Kind of threw my predictions for a loop, but it does look like he won again this week. Yeah, he beat Cthulhu Dreamers. But that Chaos team's still right there. They're both at 16 points. You've also got the High Elves at 15 points. And then these Chaos Dwarves are down a bit at 13 points. So let's have a look at these top 3. That Dwarf squad is just stacked. And of course they have a level up. They have 2 level ups they haven't rolled, including the Agility 4 runner, which I'd really like to see what that is. He's got that plus strength. Troll Slayer. I mean, this team is just really solid. 4 guards, 1 Mighty Blow. He's got Mighty Blow strength up on that Troll Slayer. He's got another Blitzer level coming up. And he's got a blodge. I mean, this team's just developing really nicely. I think they're going to be trouble for somebody in the playoffs if they win this division. And his TV's not actually that high because he's got too much money right now. Yeah, he's just, I mean, that's exactly what you want as a Dwarf coach, and that's exactly what you don't want to see if you're playing against the Dwarves. I think they're going to be tough to take down. So he's already played this week's match. Of those teams, has anybody not played yet this week? No, they've all played their matches. So let's look at the week 9. He's got Blaze in the Northern Sky. I believe that's Ben's Ogres? Yes, that is the Ogre squad. So the Dwarves have Ogres week 9. The Chaos have Spirits of Stygonor, which is Amazons. And the High Elves, who tied this week against the Chaos, play against the Gutter Runners, which is actually Underworld. That bothers me for some reason. He named his team the Gutter Runners, and they have no Gutter Runners. Let's have a look at those other two teams, though. We looked at the Dwarves already, looking at the Chaos squad. I am drinking water at the moment, by the way. This isn't a giant glass of gin or anything. Sometimes I like to surprise my liver with water. Looking at the Chaos, he's got a Block Mighty Blow, Warrior, Block Warrior, Guard Warrior, Tackle Beastman. So pretty standard. Nice ball carrier there. He's got a blotched up Beastman. Nothing crazy. He's got a one-man bench, but solid development on the Warriors. It's nice to see you get the Warriors that far along and don't have a bunch of random leveled up Beastmen already. Doesn't have any tackle yet. And then the other team was the High Elves, who were much higher TV than that, I thought. So they might have had, yeah, they are missing some pros. They are down to 9 players, so I don't know. Maybe that Chaos game this week was rather bloody. Didn't have any deaths. He took 2 casualties. They might have been perms, and they got fired. Could have just been badly hurt, and maybe he was banged up before, I don't remember. But he does have a tackle blitzer. Not blodge first, interesting. I guess he just wanted to have some tackle. May have picked that up in lieu of playing against that blodge Beastman. Dodge on his thrower. Also picked up sure hands on his thrower. Lock catcher. Not a lot of development here. And a lot of empty roster spots, so might be tough for him going down the stretch. I'm going to stick with my prediction I've been making the last couple weeks. I think the Dwarves are going to take it. Their team's just really well developed. I watched the game between this coach and the Chaos squad the week before where the Chaos won. I feel like General Marauder made some interesting choices, I'll call them, that make me a little nervous about picking him as a winner, but his team is just a lot better than most of the other teams in this division. And I think he ought to be able to take it. Jack! They are loading their car. Get down. When your dog is too much of a guard dog and too little to actually properly guard anything. Looking at Group D, Shawnee continuing to make a run. I've been picking Mr. Mo to win this all along. I still think he can do it. I have faith in Mr. Mo and his Khemri. Love seeing a Khemri kicking some ass. But Shawnee's Chaos are creeping up there. So you've got 16 points on the Khemri. You've got 14 on both the Orcs and the Chaos squad here. You've only got 11 points on the Pro Elves, so I'm thinking Al Bundy is probably out of it at this point. Sage is definitely doing better late in the season than he was early in the season. But he dug himself too much of a hole. Which is to be expected with Kislev. They just start really slow. Looks like he won 3-0. He finished his match day. They played just before I went live with this review. So it looks like he had a very good game against the Dark Crag Outcasts. So looking at those teams I talked about, Mr. Mo and his Khemri are playing against the Fists of Orca this week, so that'll be a big match to watch. And then the other team was fun for the whole league, which is Shawnee's Chaos. They are playing against Secret Mornheim Society this week, which are Carlos's Underworld team. So let's have a look at those top 3 teams. Mr. Mo's Khemri has a very nice Blitzraw, if I remember correctly. Yeah, he's got Strength Up, Mighty Blow, Blitzraw, block on both of his Throw Raws, Leader, Block Skeleton, Dirty Player Skeleton, 1 Mighty Blow Tomb Guardian. Has not gotten the fortunate MVP roles to start getting those Tomb Guardians leveled up. There's a dog outside barking, actually. That is what's driving Jack crazy. Nicely developing Khemri squad. I think 14 players might be a bit much. I mean, I know you want to foul, but I don't know. That feels a little bit like overkill. The Orcs that he's playing this week are missing a guard piece for the game. That's rough for them. A Black Orc and a guard piece. You got a Mighty Blow piling on Blitzer, Tackle Mighty Blow Blitzer. He's got that Movement 8 Blitzer. Does have one guard piece for the game, and he does have a Troll to help deal with all the strength of those Tomb Guardians. And then let's have a look at Shani's Chaos Squad. Fun for the whole league. Yeah, that Movement 8 Blitzer is really nice. He's got 3 block. He's got a blotched up Beastman. 3 block Chaos Warriors, I should say. That's important. Blodge Beastman, Mighty Blow Claw Beastman, 2 block, 2 more block, and a movement up. So pretty much exactly where you want to be Chaos development wise. He's got a killer developing well. He's got a nice ball carrier, and he's got at least some progress going on. His Warriors just needs to get the last one blocked up, and then they'll start leveling a lot better at that point because they'll knock people down more. And he has a 1-man bench. So he's actually undefeated in the season. His record showing on the leaderboard is from an inherited loss because he was a sub for us. But yeah, I expect he'll win that match against Carlos this week. And then it kind of comes down to which one of who wins the match between the Orcs and the Khemri. If Mr. Mo gets a tie or better, he'll hang on to first place for this week. If the Orcs win, then Shani and the Orcs will be tied. Now, have they played each other at all? Yes, they just played last week. Alright, dogs are put away. So anyways, I don't know why they do this every day, every Thursday when I try to do this show. Alright, so that's Division, or Group D for Europe, and we're on to the US. US Group A. This has a lot of really good teams. Now, right before this, Sasa and Stringer were supposed to be playing their game right now, and as far as I believe, I was talking to Sasa in Discord just before I went live. Stringer Bell's not there, so he's either having server issues or missed the kickoff, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that yet. But that's obviously a huge match in this division. Who's Eisenmike playing this week? Troubleshooters, which is Wunderbar's Dark Elves. That's a match I think Eisenmike should win. But real tight here at the top. You've got 19, 18, 18. Now in the US, unlike the European divisions, you don't have to win your division to qualify because there's only 3 groups. The best second place record also goes to the playoffs. So, and I'm guessing based on how the divisions look, that team's probably going to come from this division. So let's have a look at the squad. Stringer Bell's Necro. Stringer has had a very good season. He's in first place, obviously, at 6-1-0. He's been banged up. He's lost both of his werewolves and finally replaced them both. Block Flesh Golem and another Block Flesh Golem. So he's got Flock on both of his Flesh Golems. He's got a Blodge Step Ghoul. His Mighty Blow Tackle White is movement busted. That's unfortunate. And he is back to 11 players finally, but he's still stuck on 2 rerolls because he's been forced to replace players all season long. So, good job overcoming that for Stringer. I will take credit. That one draw there was to my Goblins. I haven't had a lot to cheer about this season with my Goblins, but I did get a draw in that game. All right, let's have a look at Sasa's Lizards. I played Sasa's Lizards last week. They kind of kicked the crap out of me. So he's got Diving Tail. He does have a Blodge Step, Skank, Block Tackle Saurus, Block Saurus. Still got an Armor Busted Saurus. and his Crocs, but he's finally got all of his players back. Sasa lost his Crocs and multiple Sauruses in the first couple of games, and has spent the whole season slowly replacing them all. And he finally has a full assortment of Saurai and Croxagore. Unfortunately, he's still got this armor busted one that I would imagine he'll like to replace if he gets the chance. And then last we have Eisenmike's team. Agility up Blitzer is nice. Mighty Blow, Tackle, Blodge, Guard. Block on a Black Orc. Hopefully gets some more levels on the other Black Orcs before too long. Again, this is why I don't like a thrower, because as soon as he rolled Agi up, that's now should be your ball carrier. Or even this guy. The Blodge guy, but then he took Guard, so probably not your ball carrier. You don't want Guard on your ball carrier. I mean, Guard's never bad, but your ball carrier's not going to be standing next to people, hopefully. And then 3 linemen. Pretty decent Orc squad for Eisenmike. So, assuming Stringer doesn't have to get an admin loss that game, I think he could win this, but Sasa's finally got his whole team back together. Sasa plays a lot of Lizards. He could easily win this division, but he's going to have to win that game against Stringer first. It would have been nice to do a live look-in on that if they actually were getting to play. Let me look at my Discord and see if they got it figured out. Get that off the screen. You guys don't need to see it. No, it doesn't look like it. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Hopefully it's just the server's causing issue and they can get that game played. But yeah, for whatever reason, Sasa and Stringer couldn't get that game going. So I talked to him about it before the match started. Before my stream started, sorry. So that's Group A. Let's have a look at Group B. Looking at Group B. This one is a little more fuzzy. Fiction's doing very well, especially for Kislev, completely undefeated through 8 games. 18 points. We also have Sukari at 18 points, and Lifeguards sitting at 14 points. So actually, I guess the second best record could come from this division as well. But Sukari has played, they've both played 8 games to get to those 18 points, and the teams in the division we looked at just before have not played their week 8 games yet, so they should be able to pass them, theoretically. But let's look at those top 3 teams. Fiction. 2 agility up, including an Agi 5 catcher who is Niggled, it looks like. Niggled agility 5 catcher. Agility 4 wrestle. Getting an Agi up on a lineman on Kislev is huge because they can pick up wrestle and then turn into just, you know, it's just a 2+ into a cage and then wrestle the ball away. This blitzer is developing really well. It looks like he lost a blitzer though. He's only got 1, so it looks like Fiction lost a blitzer at some point. Dodge, guard, catcher. He's got all 4 catchers. So not a lot of strength on the field at any given time. You got 4 strength 2 players. Most of the, well, only 2 of them dodged up too. I don't know, that could hurt you, having that little strength on the field. And very little guard to go with it. But it's developing pretty well, and he's obviously knows what he's doing. Plays a lot of Kislev. So 5-3-0 so far this season. That's one of your first place teams. Yeah, he's going to get easy 2-dies between the guard catcher and the agility 4 lineman, because he leaps in anywhere to make the assist, and then he leaps in to wrestle. So I know from playing, I played against Kislev in the first round of the Season 9 Champion Cup, my Skaven against his Kislev, and it's just a nightmare trying to keep the ball safe, because I was trying to stall for the entire second half, and it's just a nightmare trying to keep the ball safe from Kislev, because they just can go wherever they want. Sakari's Skaven. Timo, I believe, got niggled. He was talking about it in the Discord channel, yep. Agility 5 Blodge, I think you keep him. You maybe cycle him out next year. I mean, I think you just let him die of natural causes at that point. I've kept plenty of niggled gutter runners. I mean, you don't want to, but if they've developed pretty well, you just ride them till they die, pretty much. So I think that guy will stay on his roster until he's dead. He's got a wrestle, gutter, 2 blodge gutters. No strip ball yet. So, strip ball, I feel like once you get a wrestle strip ball gutter runner, that's really where your Skaven team starts to take off. That or you get a Mighty Blow, Claw, Storm Vermin. Those are the 2 kind of breaking points. Yeah, exactly. He's a gutter. Nuffle will take him when he's ready. Guard on the Rat Ogre. I don't use Rat Ogres much, but when I do, I really like, if you roll a normal, to go Jugs first. You're not a bash team, and the guard isn't as useful as it would be on most players because you can't put him somewhere and then blitz that player, because it's a 4+ to even get him to move where you want him. So I don't particularly like, it helps you get maybe LOS blocks, but I don't particularly like guard first on a Rat Ogre. Their movement's not reliable enough, and plus with Frenzy, I mean, it's just, I almost always, when I do run a Rat Ogre, if I roll a normal first level up, I take Jugs for Frenzy blitzing. Alright, or even stand firm, maybe, so you don't get counter blitzed. Yeah, break tackle would be good. Yeah, I don't like the guard first choice there on the Rat Ogre. And then no wasted team value on the lineman. He's got a kicker. You probably want a dirty player at some point. But team's developing pretty well. But he's going to be missing Timo for next game, which is going to make that game tough. Who's he got next week for the last game of the season? The Rotten Risen, which I believe is Sparks Undead? No, that's Spears Undead. They are not having a particularly good season. Only 1 loss, but no wins. So that's a game he probably can win. So I didn't mention this. The second stunty playoff spot, I'm still in contention for it, and I'm competing with this gentleman here, Bushranger. He has 2 points, and I have 4 points because I have 1 win and 1 draw on my goblins. Those are the second and third place stunty records in the U.S. What is that? Sorry. But yeah, so oddly enough, my my goblins are still in the stunty playoff race. Let's have a look. There's 1 team left. Oh yeah, the vampires. We wanted to look at the vampires. Sorry, I'm all awake and easily distracted today, which is unusual for me. You've got block on all of his vampires at this point. He has the pass accurate vampire, which is kind of cool. I like that idea. I don't know how well it's working for him in practice, but I like the idea of it. A block thrall, and that's pretty much it. I had another block thrall who's hurt for this game. He's down 2 players, which gives him 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So he's gonna have a loner for his next game. I don't feel like he's going to be able to catch these 2, though. He's down too many points, although... Well, that's not true, because he hasn't even played his Week 8 match yet. Who's he play this week? He's playing Halflings. So I'm rooting for you, Count. I'm rooting for you, Lifeguard. Pig Sophist Flings are doing very well. They're in the next division. You'll see them in a minute, Shattered. They narrowly lost their game this week against Kislev. I saw the end of that game right before my stream went live last night. That was a good game. Or it was a good ending anyways. I can't speak for the whole game. I didn't see most of the game. But he almost pulled out a draw against Fiction. Fiction had to grab the ball and run away and hand off. And scored on turn 16 in order to pull out that win. Oh wait, Pig Sophist this division. What am I talking about? Because he played Fiction this week. He's still got the agility 4 fling. I know I saw that. Yeah, they got a loss this week, but it was close. Yeah, he's got the agility 4 fling. He's got a block tree, movement up tree. No, it's there in B. I had a minor stroke there for a second and forgot where they were. But yeah, that's Group B. Let's have a look at Group C. Alright, Shattered's pretty much run away with this. He's got the only completely undefeated record in TBBL at 8-0-0. Shattered was my preseason pick to win the division. He hasn't let me down. Honestly, it's pretty much locked up at this point. There's nobody else that can win this division. His match from last week against Agrain's Underworld will be our game of the week that we'll be looking at here in just a few minutes. Let's have a look at Shattered's team. Up to almost 1,500 TV now. See, this is why. This is just dirty. He's got 2 guards and a Mighty Blow on an elf team. It's disgusting. Mighty Blow, tackle, blodge, blodge tackle, blodged up catcher, block thrower, 2 guard linemen, and a block lineman. According to my software, the stream is going fine, but let me know, is the stream laggy for everyone else? Could be I've got too many things running. Not lagging for you, okay. I closed Discord just in case. Sometimes Discord can cause some issues. We can look at the other top teams. I don't want them to feel like I don't care about them just because they can't win the division. Some of the other top teams, the Underworld squad, is missing a couple goblins after his game this week. He's got the Claw Troll, 2 very nice Skaven Blitzers there. Pretty much exactly what you want as far as development for an Underworld team. And then the other team that's doing very well is the Chaos Dwarves. You're going to be giving up 500 inducements to Kislev. Yeah. I don't know if that'll be enough for them, though, Shattered. He's got a Dodge Bowl, Block Bowl, 3 guards, Mighty Blow. Pretty standard stuff for Chaos Dwarves. Nothing crazy yet. Unlike that Movement 7, Strength 5 Bowl that's on the other Chaos Dwarf team we looked at. And that is Group C. Obviously, Shattered got that locked up. So right now, my playoff picks for the U.S. Shattered's going to go as the Group C winner. I think you've got... I think I'm going to go with... It's tough. This one's tough. I think Sakari can... have they played head-to-head? Who do they play next week? He's playing Halflings next week, and he's playing... Yeah, that's... Is it touchdown differential or head-to-head that decides? If it's head-to-head, I'm going to pick whichever one of them won earlier in the season. Let's see. And it looks like Kislev won, beat him early. Oh, that's right. I remember that game now. I think I'm going to go with Fiction, probably to win that division. Yeah, I'm going to go with Fiction to win that division. And then I think the wild card's going to come out of Group A. This one's so tough to call because that match between Stringer Bell and Sasa hasn't been played yet. That'll clear that up, but I think it could get... I don't even want to make a pick. Any of these 3 could win the division, and any of those 3 could be the wild card, but I think the wild card for the U.S. For the playoffs is going to come out of Group A. I'm pretty confident. They're all doing really well. All right, that was our State of the League with a week and a half or so left in the season. Some teams have 2 games still to play. Some teams just have the 1. As I said, we didn't have any submissions for Plays of the Week this week, so we're not going to do that segment. But what we are going to do... Thank you for tuning in to this week's State of the League address of the Twitch Blood Bowl League for Week 8. I hope you enjoyed the show. If you'd like to stay up to date with more on the league, please hit the subscribe button. You can find me at my channel. My name is Jumpy Jim. You can also find us regularly broadcasting on the Twitch Blood Bowl League channel, Twitch BBL. Thank you.